What's up, guys? It is T. Kyle here. Happy weekend. I am coming at you on Saturday today. It is so humid outside, so I am excited to not be outside. It is supposed to rain all day later, so I am sitting back, kicking back, gonna play video games later, so, you know. I've got my... I don't even want to promote them anymore because I should be. This is my iced coffee from... I'm not even going to say the brand name because there's people who got sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts who are fake fans and then got put in a little carriage and taken around Central Park promoting Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm like, you don't even drink Dunkin' Donuts, bitch. I do. I want to be in that carriage. I want to be up there. I want to do that. Whatever. Not sponsored. I'm not salty, I swear. Anyway, okay, so today I'm filming in HD 60 frames per second. Do you see the difference? I don't know. As long as it's not 4K, I will never be seen in 4K. I don't know why anyone would. Could you imagine Real Housewives in 4K? No, not me. Anyway. What I was like, oh, I remember what I was going to talk about today. I didn't even want to do this weekend chat today. That's what we're going to talk about today. I woke up and I was like, do I have to? I'm so over social media. I found out from numerous people here who notified me that my videos are, like, not showing up in the feed and they can't find them. And I'm like, oh, great. So it's probably because I curse in my videos. I have this theory that if you curse in a YouTube video, it puts it in the caption file, and then that caption file registers, and then those videos just don't go, like, out to people. YouTube's rebranding itself as YouTube Originals, and they're, just marketing to kids again and teens, and I'm like, okay, really? Like, no. So I don't know. I'm just over everything with social media. And I woke up this morning and I said, she's here. And then I got out of bed, and what I do is I wake up, I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I think about what I'm going to say in this video, I think before I speak. Some people should take that lesson. And then I turn my fans off and I turn the camera on, and here we are. So, ironically, while I was venturing out to Dunkin' Donuts to go prepare my thoughts, I ran into one of my neighbors. I met another neighbor. She was so cute, this little old lady. She wouldn't tell me how long she's lived here, but she said 1,000,000 years. So I'm assuming probably like 35, 40 years, whatever. So we're chatting, and she's telling me how she has no computer. And she was handing out these flyers for these festivals. And she was like, yeah, I had to go to Staples and make copies, and because I don't have a computer. And I was like, what? And that was literally what I wanted to talk about in this weekend chat today, was how I hate social media now and how I, want to delete everything, and I want to log out forever and go be, like, a graphic designer in some, like, small boom town and never go online again. So that was the universe, aligning, chatting with some woman who literally does not have a computer in her apartment. And I was like, that sounds amazing. And she was like, yeah, I don't need one. I'm like, goals. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because I woke up and was like, there's so much going on this week. Roseanne, Twitter, just everything. And I'm so over it. If you've been following me on here, on YouTube, Tumblr, reality TV gifs, 2011, 2012, 2013, those were the glory years of the internet. You guys know how fun Tumblr used to be. You guys know how fun Twitter used to be. It was very underground. It was like, there wasn't a lot of media personalities and news and seriousness on social media. It was just like memes, GIFs, jokes, stan Twitter, gay Twitter, I feel like it was, I want to say outcasts, but not in like a negative way. You guys know I like don't, like to me outcasts are the actual cool people. But it was like all of us, like it was like the Island of the Misfit Legends, you know? That's that's a that's a title for something. You better not steal that. But yeah, it was like this like world of just cool people on the internet, and it was really fun, and we all connected. Like there's people I'm friends with on the internet through Tumblr, through Twitter. Fast forward to now, and it is all awful. It is awful. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of Twitter. I'm so sick of Facebook. I've been done with. You guys know I've been done with Facebook for years, and I'm so over it. Now I like can't even stand Instagram either. And I know, so I woke up today and I was like, am I depressed? Is that why I have lost interest in all of this? Is it depression? And then I was like, yeah, it probably is like a little bit of it. But then I've also had the same conversation with people this week and last week. One person who is like a higher level influencer who is the same, it feels the same way, is like over it, like so sick of it. It's like, I am so done. Everyone is so fake. You have to keep up, and it's just everyone's so negative. Everyone just looks for something negative to say about everything, and was like, I'll leave it at that, but is just so over it. And my other friends are over it. I went to dinner with my one friend the other day. He's like, I can't stand it anymore, but because of my job, like I can't not do it, because that's where, you know, you get people to click and watch videos and blah, blah, blah. And that's, you know, my job. And I'm like, yeah, same. That's mine too. So I've been chatting with a lot of different people about this, and we all kind of feel like we can't just delete our accounts, deactivate our accounts, because it's part of our jobs. Like, I am a social media producer. I can't just leave and quit social media. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I know what it can be and what it used to be, and it's just bombarded right now with just negativity constantly. Even yesterday, I wrote something funny on Britney Spears' Instagram post, and people are just like commenting like, and I'm like, shut the up. I am so sick of people on social media. Like, you guys, I'm so sick of it. This week especially has been so extra because of the whole Roseanne thing. Now, let me tell you guys something. You guys remember that video I did a couple weeks ago where it was like, my neighbor cussed me out because of my TV? You want to know what was on my TV when that happened? Roseanne. I didn't want to watch it. I watched it because I had to stay culturally relevant, and because she was at one point booked to be on our show, and so I was like, I have to know the people and the story, and like, oh, so for research purposes only, I was watching it, and then your TV is too loud, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm watching Roseanne. I don't want to watch Roseanne. So when this whole thing broke, I was just so triggered. I was like, ugh. When I do that, that's me impersonating that gif of that white lady who like rips her curtains down. Do you guys know? I'll insert it here so that you guys know, because I feel like I need to teach everyone all the references that I used. So when I'm like, yeah, that's white woman ripping her curtains down .gif. Okay, next. So the whole Roseanne thing happened this week, and of course it just like dominated social media like crazy. And I'm just like, okay, here's how I feel about this whole thing. Social media has now become so polarized. It's either you're here or you're here. Actually, no, it's you're here. Imagine here is like, or we'll say this and that, okay? This is like 20 meters that way. That is like 50 meters that way. They're like really far away, right? So extremely on the side, out of frame. They're so far away, the opposites, you can't even see them in this frame, right? And everyone's just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you're either canceled or you're not. Or you need to be fired and condemned and lose all your jobs and blah, 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 or not. Everything's like here or there. And it's just like there's no conversation anymore on Twitter. There's no more community on Twitter, really. It doesn't feel like there's any fun anymore. And people take everything and it seems like everyone just wants to twist everything and change the context of everything. Like, I tweeted something about Carly Rae Jepsen, like, a week or two ago, and this asshole, like, quote retweeted it and completely twisted the context of it and made it this whole negative thing and had all these people, like, adding me, being like, and I'm like, I'm literally tweeting about Carly Rae Jepsen. Like, it's not that serious, first of all. It's like and just completely twisted it and added just this negative, deep, like, meaning to it. And I'm just like, what? Is that, like, that seems to be the new thing now. It's like everyone wants to try and cancel each other and find the negative in everything, twist context of everything to, like, make it negative. And I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. And let me just say, before I continue, there is a big difference between people who are actually racist and, like, just false equivalency, whataboutism, etc. So Roseanne is a repeat offender. I just need to make that clear. She's a repeat offender. She has been doing this for years and years. If you've seen her Twitter, even back in, like, 2012-ish area, like, when Twitter was fun, she was saying stuff like this and making those aren't jokes, but she's a repeat offender, okay? It's different than, dropping curse words, okay? Someone who says curse words should not be fired, right? Like, I curse on here. I work on a show where celebrities curse. There's reality shows where people say the C word to each other and the B word and, like, every single word possible, like late night adult television, not for kids. I don't work for Nick Jr. I don't work for PBS Kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, using curse words is not, the two things are not the same. Like, being a racist and saying racist things is bad, okay? And you're gonna get fired for that. Calling someone a bitch is, like, not gonna get you fired. Like, it's, if saying those words got people fired all the time, every single Real Housewives show would be canceled. Every television show in the UK would be canceled. They use that word, like, that word is so free in the UK, and I think in Canada too. They don't even censor it. If you watch Celebrity Big Brother in the UK, you'd be clutching your pearls because they say they show titties, they show plastic surgery, they say the C word. In the UK, it's like they're probably looking at us like, what the are these dumbass Americans up to now? But anyway, basically my point is, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, we now live, this social media culture now is just so, like, everyone's just trying to, what about that, and what about that, and but you did this, but you did, and, like, false equivalencies, and it's removing the actual, it's taking away from the things that are actually bad, because it's like everyone's pointing the finger everywhere, and it's like, no, we don't want people who are racist on Twitter. Like, go away. Yes, you deserve to be fired. Yes, you deserve to have your account suspended. Like, that's not okay. No one wants to deal with that. You have yes, you have freedom of speech, but you also have, it doesn't protect you from the consequences. You can say whatever the you want, but all the consequences, doesn't protect you from those. So, yes, I want your account deleted. Yes, I want you off Twitter. Yes, I want you fired. If you are a racist, you deserve to be fired, and you deserve to learn a lesson. It's weird because I feel like it's such a weird time right now, and media is in a weird space, and social media is in a weird space, and, it just feels like everything is, cancel culture is the new thing right now. And some people deserve to be canceled, and a lot of people don't, and it feels like there's not community anymore. It feels like there's not conversation that happens anymore. Everyone's just looking to find that one thing that they can take out of context and blast someone with, and it's typical whataboutism. And that feels very much like the culture right now. It's whataboutism, which is, it's an older term, it comes from, Russian propaganda, I think, is where it originated, that word. But basically what it does is you distract away from the actual problem by pointing the finger somewhere else and hypocritically accusing them of doing the same thing. So it's like a mix of gaslighting and hypocrisy, but it's just pointing the finger elsewhere and trying to accuse this other person or thing or action of doing the same thing when it's not really. And then it keeps going back and forth. So you see it happening right now with just every single, like, it jumped from Kathy Griffin to Samantha Bee to, well, this person did this and this person did this and this person did this, but this, and it's like, it's not all the same, And not everyone, like, the lines have been blurred now between people who are racist assholes and comedians. Like, comedians right now are it's crazy. I mean, it's not that I want to say that comedians are over, but to be a comedian right now is, I can't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? It's like you really, I mean, how can you be a comedian right now, in this world where everything's, people just want to take the 5-second, 10-second clip of your joke and then twist the context and post it out, or screenshot your joke, or, you can't, I don't even know. You see how people are rallying behind Kathy Griffin, and, she's selling out these arenas, and it just goes to show you that social media does not equal real life, You can cancel her on social media and have all these, this drudgery of, it's basically, it's like the old comment section of YouTube, how everyone just used to be so nasty. It's like those people have now come into the light on Twitter and like blah, 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 blah. Those people, it's like very loud. They're very loud, but they're the minority. People are still showing up to Kathy Griffin's shows. She's still selling out arenas all over the U.S. and doing these shows, and people are staying, and people are going, and people are buying tickets. So the social world, you would think that she's over and that she's canceled and she's ruined and everyone hates her. But in real life, you turn off the computer, she's selling out arenas. So it's just like, I just don't feel like it's just like social media is not real life, and it's not equivalent to what's actually happening. These like assholes that are on Twitter are the minority. They're just really loud right now because they're being boosted and they feel like they have a voice and they feel like their opinion matters and they can be an asshole because, there's people at the top who are being assholes. So I don't know, it's just not a fun space to be in. And you guys know I love making memes and, being here on social media, but I've just really had it. I mean, I've been looking at ways to get out, and I've put the wheels in motion where, if things don't get better in the next few months, I'm out. Like, mentally, I can't do it anymore. I'm so sick of, posting a photo or posting something and, just having people be so nasty and so just vile and disgusting and rude, and I'm sick of it. It's not what I signed up for. I didn't, I want to make people laugh. I want to entertain people. I want to be funny. I want to be, entertaining. Ultimately, I don't consider myself to be a comedian, but I do think I can be entertaining. I can curate things, I can make things, I can edit things, I can be fun and wacky and quirky. That's what I want to do. I have no interest in the pessimistic, negative nonsense. And that really, it feels like that's all there is now. And so I don't know where to, it's like, where do you go from here? And I'm on here. Luckily, I haven't had that on here on YouTube, but also at the same time, my audience is so limited now. And I like that I have a smaller audience, but I have a smaller audience, and even you guys aren't getting my videos now. Like, I had people tell me, like, you don't show up in my subscription feed. I don't see your videos. And I'm like, okay, cool, great. I do one video a week and you're not even seeing it. So it's like, what's YouTube doing now? Like, what's their algorithm? And why would they bump a small channel out? So even that's just like discouraging, I guess you could say. So I don't know. I mean, that's kind of where it's sort of like this crossroad, I guess. This week I went to the art store. I went to Blick down on 23rd, and I bought myself a bunch of new like art supplies, and I was just like, I miss art school. Like, I miss that feeling of having a group of people that you're with every single day, going to class and just creating and making cool stuff and just hanging out. It reminded me of a time when like Tumblr was around and you had your art school friends, and it was just this like nice community. I just got myself some watercolor pencils and some grid paper and some new like drawing pads, and I was like, you know what, this is kind of nice to just disconnect and be creative and not have to worry about seeing all this negativity. Just constant. It's just constant. Oh my God. I mean, even yesterday, I'm just like, so many people in my feed were, it was like they were searching for people. So like yesterday was June 1st, which is the start of Pride Month. And it's like these people that I'm friends with and follow, they're searching for homophobic people on Twitter to then like quote retweet them and reply to them and drag them and cancel them. And I'm like, why are you dredging that up? Why are you being that, what's that, those tugboats that go in the lake and they like suck all the gunk off the floor, and then they, what's it called? A drudge? Is that what it's called? Drudging, sludging, whatever the F it's called. Why are you being that person? I don't understand it. Like, it's June 1st, it's the first day of Pride, and you're on Twitter searching for homophobic people to go boost. And then those people are then like, yeah, like, I pissed everyone off, yeah. I'm like, white woman ripping her curtains off.gif. Why? I just don't get it. I'm like, what happened to, I will never forget it, one of my teachers, when I was in elementary school, I think she knew that I was, flaming the house, and I think she knew, so she pulled me aside once alone and was like, my advice to you is that when people are making fun of you, ignore it. They want a reaction out of you. So if you respond to them and you give them that reaction, that's what they want. And she had this whole conversation with me about ignoring people and not showing them that you're upset, not showing them that you're angry. And, we had this whole chat. And as I got older, I just always remembered that conversation that I had with her. And the more it made sense. Like, as I got older, the more it made sense. That sometimes people just, they bully you and they pick on you and they say things because they get attention, right? So for me, we all love attention. Everyone wants attention. Everyone wants to be noticed. Everyone wants, validation. Some people don't have creativity, or they don't tap into it, or they don't feel confident enough to explore their creativity. For me, I get attention by making funny stuff online. The work that I do, the stuff that I make, the content that I make speaks for itself. It entertains people. That's how I get my attention, if you will. Other people, how do they get attention? They're assholes. They're nasty online because it's so easy. It doesn't require any creativity. It doesn't require any skill. It doesn't require any thought to just be an asshole. That's how they get their attention. Honestly, like that's like you talk about these trolls and like all these people that I'm talking about right now. It's like they are people who either are too insecure to get attention elsewhere. They're upset about something. They're like misery loves company. So what do? They just like put it out there. And there's just a lot of it right now. There's a lot of those people that are coming out of the woodworks. And in this cancel culture of like dragging people, it's become the new thing to like drudge all that up and to call people out and to, you know, screenshot people. And I'm like, just let the miserable people and nasty people on Twitter rot, you know, like mute them, stop replying to them, stop quote retweeting them. I'm just so sick of it. It's like I could literally pull up. I just all day yesterday it was like just people trying to find homophobic people to complain about. Why can't you celebrate like other stuff instead of boosting these negative people? Why couldn't you tweet something about someone in the LGBTQ community who inspires you instead? Like why not do that, right? That's my rant for today. But that's kind of why I feel like I'm not as inspired and not as excited to really create anything anymore right now. I'm in this weird crossroad where I've literally, my energy and my focus has been offline. I'm picking up new freelance projects. I have a branding project that I'm working on, 2 branding projects that I'm working on right now. I went to the art store. I'm teaching myself how to do watercolor pens or not watercolor pens, but like watercolor pencils, and like teaching myself how to shade, not shade, but shade, where are they? Actually, they're over on my bed, but like shade watercolor and make some stuff. And I'm just like, I'm not inspired to do anything in the digital space right now because everything's so nasty and negative. And I'm just, why would I waste my energy, you know, if it's just, I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm at today and in this rant, and I feel like that this was a rant. Given the events of the last week, I want nothing to do with it. I'm actually shocked that I got myself to sit down and film this, but I needed to rant. I needed to get this out. But I feel like I'm looking offline. It's like I want to take my camera out and go take photos. I want to teach myself how to paint. I want to go do I took an art class last week. It was really fun. You know, just getting away from the negative nonsense until it all dies down, or until Twitter does something, or until Facebook does something where they get rid of these people. Like, everyone should have to, you know, so like I'm verified on Twitter, and I had to show, like Twitter had to take a copy of my driver's license to verify me. So that you guys, like, I'm verified, but it's also like we have literally my ID and all my info is with Twitter. So it's like I don't understand why they still allow people to not verify verify a phone number, verify an email address, verify something, you know, and I just don't want to see these trolls anymore. I'm so sick of it. But anyway, the thunderclouds are starting to billow up over here. It's kind of cool. As you can see, my light is starting to darken. I can actually see it darkening right now. Yeah. There's a huge thundercloud over here. There's one over here. They're starting to billow up. I'm so excited. I love thunderstorms. That was my rant for today. I don't even know. I don't even want to post this because I feel like I'm feeding into the negativity, but I'm also at the same time, I want people to know like why I don't create anymore. I want people to know why I don't feel like posting things online, and I don't feel like making memes, and I don't feel like putting my energy into this digital space that is just filled with so much negativity and so many nasty people. I just don't want to put myself in that arena. I'm going to wrap up here and wind this down. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and subscribing. And I guess I'm not showing up in people's subscription feeds. So if you want to hit that bell so you're notified when my weekend chats go up, because it's not showing up in people's feeds, as I was told by like 4 different people. I wish I had $1 million and I could invest in a new social platform, because I feel like there is a need for a new social platform that is, it requires people to, it's like a certain, it's like people, I don't know. I don't want to give away my ideas, but I do think there is a space for a new social platform to replace Twitter and also Facebook. And I just, I don't have the money, and I don't know how to code, and I don't know how to do it because I don't have the resources to do it. But if I was a millionaire, I would do it because I care about it. I feel like the internet can be such a good space for people to connect, and for outcasts and, people who are different, people like me, to connect with each other. And I hope that that's still happening. And I don't know, maybe I just don't know where it's happening, or maybe there are communities that I don't know about, but this too shall pass. All right, I'm gonna go, you guys. I'm gonna get this up, and then I'm gonna go back to my art boards. I'm not working on anything specific. I'm just teaching myself a new artistic technique that I never learned, and so I'm on YouTube looking at tutorials and teaching myself something new. I think it's fun. That's what I've been doing, honestly, with my time, is just teaching myself new things. I've just been looking up tutorials. I went to the camera store and was talking to people. I went to the art store and was talking to people. And, it's just this little moment in time where I need to pull away from the negative and keep focus on whatever. I need to go. All right, thank you guys for watching. And this video was a mess. Oh, this was such a rant and a rave, but sums up my week. All right, bye guys. I will see you soon.
It's Britney, bitch. Shake your tits. Dunkin' Donuts.